that man will be free. This is what happened to the police minister of police affairs before. They say he took a lot of he laundered a lot of Nigerian money. They were carrying, but today that man is among the APC people campaigning for Tinubu to become the president. So when they are talking about all these things, I just dislike. It makes me very angry being in Nigeria, because when you listen to, I have some friends who come from other countries. For instance, I have a friend who comes from Ghana. The way the guy really call Nigeria, because he even read Nigerian newspaper more than he read Ghanaian newspaper, because he will always find something. I'll be telling you the fact today. They say on this day that this one happened, and then I will ask him, where do you even say you come from? He says Ghana. I said, then why are you not telling me what is going on in Ghana? Why are you always telling me what? He said, because they are interested in Nigeria. But when they are reading about Nigeria, it's just to ridicule us. And we are clapping for them. We are helping them. And again, another thing I want to say, these Northerners, they are very smart people. Once they want to disorganize Nigeria, they will go and look for all these, these hungry Southerners. They never use a Northern person to destroy. It's the Southerners, like of Keyamo, like of what is his name? Kanefa FFK, or what? Even Dan Olasi, that's one Anambra man, one Navy man, like that. All of them will be talking nonsense. Who post on them, all those people, all those certain governors, they will be using them against their people. But you can never see an outsider. Since Dati and Baba Ahmed have been following, doing this campaign, have you ever heard him speaking ill against the Northerners? The only person he speaks ill against, and it's not, he doesn't speak ill against him, he just says that Buhari has failed Nigeria. That's what he always says. Because they protect themselves, they protect their own. But you will see Anambra like of my governor talking nonsense about P2B, writing paper. My brother, that is there. Actually, I don't.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Nolly. Thank you, sir. All right. I would like us to move on to the next person here, which is Mr. Alex. Okay, Mr. Alex.
I'm here. Don't worry, Mr. Elvis. What's up? I greet everybody again. Yeah. I don't blame that guy. No, I wouldn't blame him. It's not his fault. As I said before, the Malams have come. So, looking at the National Assembly, how can somebody open his mouth and say, I will deal with you if you don't vote so and so person or so and so party? That itself is a breach of the Electoral Act, and that guy ought to be picked up by the DSS. They have the intelligence to pick up Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya, but we have rotty mangoes. I don't blame them. Look at where betrayal has brought us to. It has brought us to our knees, on our knees, to Malams, dumb score people. It's trying to, validate his breach of the Electoral Act by calling it a brouhaha, as if he even knows the meaning of the word he's using. That guy ought to be investigated. If this was to be coming from Obi camp, they will even ask Obi to step down. These guys are looking for one way or the other to try to disrupt the upcoming victory. Like the previous speaker said, they usually use the southern governors, the greedy, hungry ones, especially my governor, the state governor, who is forwarding the Fulani agenda by endorsing another Fulani man. You can see the political naivety, the political illiteracy with the governor. He does not know the sensitivity of the fragile country in Nigeria. He forgot about federal character. You are a governor that has totally failed your 4.5 million people, and you are endorsing a Fulani man to come and take over from another Fulani man. And you say you are a Democrat, you are a technocrat, you are a progressive. Then when we call them what they really are, people say we are garrulous, we are loquacious, or we are insulting, and we are abusive. How can you threaten that? Who are you to tell people you will deal with them? A whole state, you are telling them, you see the enslavement. They've turned their people into slaves. They deliberately don't want to educate them. So these guys are they are not smart. That's not being smart. Cheating your nation is not smartness. Let's stop praising their stupid politics. You are destroying your nation. Look at the monies. Because of the Naira change, the monies the so-called northern leaders are going to hide in soccerways, bury them in coffin. All the monies are they've turned into dust. So the politics they are playing is foolishness. It's like you are stealing from your mother's pot. It's not your mother's pot, and you think you are doing your mother. It's foolishness. Your mother is cooking a fresh pot of soup. You are dipping spoon. You are doing it by yourself, and tomorrow the soup is sour. You are going to be there to also eat that food. So the politics they are playing, the betrayal of Wike, the betrayal of other people, the coming up of Atiku as a presidential candidate, is not smartness. It is waywardness. It is waywardness. Because Jonathan did his own and left. How can that guy come on the public space? If it was somebody else from another party, especially Labour Party, the leading party, as he's finishing that broadcast, DSS will be at the door of that television house. He will before you know, you will hear that the guy is missing. He's been interrogated. You are here in this country. A student said something about the first lady. He was picked up immediately. How were they able to locate that guy? How did they trace him? That should tell you what is happening in Nigeria is just a premeditated crime from the government against the governed. We are the one recolonizing ourselves. The northern people, they say we are one. Look at what they are doing. So there is no way this nation will not break. There's no way. It will either be sorted out by obedience, by Obi coming up and restructuring the country, calling for a new national a national conference from all the nuke and canary of the nation, like the 2014 from the Goodluck government, a fresh one. So that everybody can renegotiate how we want to stay together. Like people are saying in different quarters, Nigeria is an already expired medicine or an expired goods. According to the National Charter, every conglomeration of nations can only last 100 years from 1914 to 2014. It has elapsed. What is wrong in visiting that charter? Who made us one? We are some lunatic are threatening voters in the north, and it's still working scot-free. So guys, we live in a nation where anything goes. For now, it won't remain like this. Either Obi will do the needful when it comes, or the nation will collapse on its head, and he will not be spared. If he also goes there and changes color, he will not be spared. Then the much awaited doomsday will come on him too. Will come on all of us. So guys, I'm very, very perturbed at the kind of language, words coming out from the north, or the northern people who just think Nigeria is their birthright. Born to rule. You hear of things like born to rule. Born to rule. Where is that coming from? And we say we are one. It's only in Nigeria you see that in spite of the peculiarities of this nation, for the first time, we have the four most powerful positions in this country controlled by one side of the country: the president, the police inspector general, the senate president, and the attorney general. So the remaining tribes, we just escorted them to the world. We just escorted Fulani to the world. Say this to the governor who is supporting the Fulani man, the governor of Edo State. You should go and read, take a course in introduction to political science, so you can know the meaning of democracy. You can know the meaning of citizenship. You can know the meaning of, governments. I want us to not to give up. It's just two ways now. There is no way for these guys. We are at the end of the road. As Obi is winning, he has to visit a lot of things. I heard him say it. He said he has a lot of work to do in terms of healing the land. I was very happy when I heard that from him about 2 months ago. He said we have a lot to do. Visiting everywhere, healing the land, calling people to book. Many people are going to be called. Many people. That's why I told you, if you are a student of history or political history, if after 37 years or so, they are still investigating the death of Thomas Sankara, don't think what is happening in Nigeria since the 90s. If a serious set of leaders come to power, can never be opened. A lot of things are going to open. A set of leaders are coming, vibrant and young people who are going to work. They will carry out research. Till now, America still lays flowers on the graves of those who were killed during the Osama bin Laden attack. So a lot of things are going to be happening very, very soon. And I'm very happy because they know there's fire on the mountain. They know something is coming. They know that they've come to the end of the road. That is why you are seeing all the politics, all the antics, all the innocensiating things happening now in their camp, in both sides. Everything happening in PDP, everything happening in the other party is all working for this. And it has never happened before. Everything is working for Mr. Peter Obi. So guys, let's continue to monitor the situation. As we are doing it now, as we are here, a lot of them will get this video. A lot of their so-called media soldiers, some of them are even watching us. They don't sleep. And I thank you, Mr. Nigeria Watch. I thank all the sister platform. I thank people who have the same ideology. People who care for the poor. People who care for the needy. People who want a better country. People who care for Deborah's family to have justice. People who remember the Lekki toll gate killings. People who think about how our students are being treated, shut out of school for 7 months. People who care about the way the economy has been run. Look at that idiot telling us that the party needs another tenure. It doesn't take 10 years to know a good friend. It's just a few things, a few words, a few meetings. What you could not do in 8 years, you want to do it in another 8 years. We say capital rejectamenta. It will not happen. So guys, let's continue doing the monitoring. We have to put pressure on the so-called people doing these elections, talking about INEC. We must also continue to tell people back home to collect their PVCs. It's very important. I'm very happy now. I'm hearing of the massive collections going on now. People are going, but INEC is trying to frustrate them. INEC is telling them, come tomorrow, come next tomorrow. And the youth are really going. Some of the youth are even saying, if you tell me to come 10 times, I will come. Don't worry. Now you go run. So a lot of tricks are going on. And I'm sure with the way things are going, I expect a lot of decamping. People like the G5 governors and other people that we do not expect that they are going to join the movie train come next month. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much, Alex, my brother. Let's move on now. Okay, I think we lost my narrator already. Oh, sad. Okay, that's fine. Let's move on to CM. Oga CM, please talk to us.
Yeah, thank you, Niger Watch. Actually, anyway, the issue of Tinubu's health is in the open, so these are evidence for him to be flown abroad or for him to be behaving the way he's behaving. I mean, that settles the case. In fact, as a matter of fact, nobody is doubting that he's sick. It's just that they are pretending. Now, what Ado Doguwa said, this Doguwa was the chap who introduced his 4 wives, if you remember, in House of Reps to Femi Gbajabiamila. He said his 4 wives they've given him 20. I think is it 27 and counting, like he said. And then you also may wish to know that this Ado Doguwa again is the chap whose story was told that a group of kids were playing in front of his gate in Kano. So as the day was getting dark, He came out to tell them to go home, just to dismiss them, disperse them, and tell them to reassemble maybe tomorrow, that it's already night, they should go home. While some were going in different directions, some were entering into his house, and he was preventing them from getting in. He said, go home. They said, we are your children, which means he doesn't even know his children. That is a story. So when people like this will now come and say one thing, imagine a Malam is now teaching us political science or politics. He say Buhari is this, is that. What he just said can amount to treason. You say it's an intimidation. Why should you be telling voters if you didn't vote APC, you will be dealt with? Like somebody said, if this should have come from a Labour Party, they will tell you, you see it. Obedient are very aggressive. They can insult people. Imagine telling people that if you didn't vote for Labour Party, they will be dealt with, which means if they get into the government, they'll be worse than Hitler. You know, all those things. They will spin it out of control. So all this means that we must, not that we must, it's already there. I'm already saying that what I hold back is the fact that this election is still in February, about 2 months away. Otherwise, I wish this is today, tomorrow Obi takes over, and then we start. A lot of things will be revealed. For instance, this issue of OIC and so many things like that. A lot of things will be revealed. That is even more reason why you see all the accusation against them fighting against Labour Party or discrediting a Labour Party at every corner. Is because of the fact that, not that Obi won't perform, they know the guy will perform. He will reset the Nigerian clock, and then things will move because they know he's not corrupt. But the thing is that the man will shut them out of where they are eating. Because, like Obi said, if I didn't take, and I will approve what you have to take. So if I didn't take, you won't take. Therefore, this idea of post authority not returning money, NNPC not returning money, and all those nonsense they are talking about, even borrowing money, it won't happen. It won't happen simply because the man in charge is not interested in corruption. He has practiced it. He has preached. Well, I mean, he has practiced what he's preaching, and they all know it. However, like I always say, what Nigerians should look out for is an attempt by INEC to undo the wishes of the people, an attempt by INEC to do whatever they can to frustrate the voters and then make sure that maybe Labour did not win. So this is an aspect I'm really pleading people to be up and doing. That's why I suggested to Labour Party, if it's possible, and I know it will be, they should have a unit dedicated to monitoring INEC. That should be their earlier unit in Labour Party, call it any name. All they do is every day to be keeping tab on INEC, whatever they do. Even if it's press statement, they analyze it and look at it critically. Whatever instruction INEC gives, any denial, any counter denial, they study it. In fact, their job remit is only on INEC as part of Labour Party. In other words, they will have this committee in every state. Because this election next year is I wouldn't say it's a do or die, but that is Nigeria's last chance. We all know it. That is Nigeria's last chance. If they fail to, if INEC should come and play all this their hanky-panky game, well, Nigeria will burn. Of course, they know that, but they're only trying to see how they're going to do damage control about it. I read today somewhere, or I think I listened to one day in which somebody, I think it's from Edo State, is saying that there are PDP for P2B. There's a group inside PDP that are rooting for P2B. They don't want to say they are not in Labour Party, quite all right, but they are in PDP campaigning that P2B should take over because things are so bad. Things are so bad. And when you hear a politician or somebody from Kano, this is a place you have Almajiri. There's more Almajiri than people that are fending for themselves. They will tell you APC will take over and then continue where Buhari stopped. Continue where? Continue the killing, continue terrorism, continue unemployment, continue the hardship, continue squandermania, continue looting. What on earth are they continuing? Anyway, I believe that the man should have, when you give somebody opportunity to speak, even if he may say more than a million words, in the end he hasn't said anything. So that is why I look at them. But in any case, people should not lose sight of the fact that if there is any idea that will change Nigeria, it is P2B's idea and the Labour Party. We all know it. Then we only have to pray every day and then remember that P2B is Nigeria's last chance. They had better not
Exactly.
contemplate.
It's the
They
last
had
chance.
exactly. They had better not contemplate what will happen because it's already known. The day I felt reassured was for Dati Baba Ahmed, the running mate to P2B, saying openly on Channels TV that he has gone to the north to dismantle all the obstacles they put on P2B's way, all the lies they planted to poison the mind. This is somebody telling you. He said he has gone to tell them that now the northern youths are waiting to receive P2B to hear from him. So you can imagine how deadly these people are. Why I keep rooting for P2B is not because of the fact that remember he's in Labour Party. Do you think if P2B has any skeleton in the cupboard by way of character, conduct or whatever, he stole money somewhere? The EFCC, his case should have ended. But they don't see anything to pin on the man, and they were surprised that they had such a candidate at all. So all they could do was just to go and be planting fake stories, maybe using his tribe. Oh, P2B is this, P2B is that. We don't know P2B. When he was, imagine Fanekayo, they saying the other time, P2B said all the northerners in Anambra State should have ID card. These are lies now. These are lies. Oh, P2B has what is it called? P2B did this and did all, those type of nonsense. They are just making noise. So the election is as good as won. Only I think the agenda I'm looking at is when P2B gets in, he gives people the hope, at least the tension will die down a bit, and then he will start to really change a lot of things, not really by presidential executive order or whatever, but opening Nigeria up to Nigerians, because there are a lot of secrecy going on. So P2B should be able to come up and open up, tell Nigerians this is the situation, this is the way things are, and this is where we are going. This is how this and this is how this is, so that people will now be able to know exactly the mess Nigeria is, the extent of the mess, particularly since 2015 down now, and they are continuing. Even though this borrow they are talking, they have to look at it. This money was borrowed. What was it used for? All this money they are wasting. NNPC has not been remitting money. What is the money being used for? Being used for? Of course, first subsidy should be looked into, because the hardship is too much. Money is being filtered away. All these politicians, don't give them chance, because the people will be behind him. He will do it. Maybe probably he adopt the Obama's method of, if the Republicans want to push Obama to the wall or not, Obama will go to town hall, start holding town hall meeting, even as president. He will go and tell the people directly what he wants to do and why he wants it, so that any person proposing it may be recalled, before signing any bill before addressing the Congress, he addressed the people. So P2B might adopt that method, in which he won't stop, maybe stuck in Abuja. He'll be going around as if he's still doing campaign, making pronouncement in the open before he plans, so that people will know, before the press will spin it out. Anyway, it should be people-oriented government. We be around to scrutinize things and make suggestions. Obviously, what we say here, I know they are also getting, is not falling on deaf ears. People do some of the things I hear people say, it appears that they are listening to us, because I've read certain things people do. So all in all, we should not be discouragement. Nigeria have never had a candidate like P2B since, let's say, 1999. And now that he's coming for the youths, for the young ones, and for the women, like he said. So eventually, if there is anything that will give people are having hope because of this man. And when he gets in, you will see the climate of the country, the political climate, it will change. But there's no amount of anything Peter Obi is a God's gift. He has God's grace upon him. There is no amount of lies being peddled now. It's too late in the day. We've all known. It's just that they should keep a tab on INEC for them to play the role they want to play. Any attempt to rig this election, Nigeria will burn, even before their very eyes. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Pansat. Before I move on to the next person, I would like us to reference to the same man again, as you mentioned how he bragged about his 4 wives. So let's watch the video again.
Okay, yeah.
I would like to let you know that with me today here are my 4 respected wives. Halima can stand up, please. 1. Uma, stand up. Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker. These 4 wives you have seen have produced 27 kids for me. And I'm still counting.
What is it now? Why is it?
I must bring to the knowledge of this house a little anecdote. What you told me some time ago.
Listen now.
You told me it was getting late. No, don't beg me. You told me it was getting late around 7 o'clock, and there were many children playing in front of your house in Kano, in your compound. About 8, 9. And you got worried and you went out. And you told the children, come on. What are you doing? Is this time of day you people should go home, go to your homes. And one of them said to you, Haba Baba, this is my house. So he was one of those 27 children. But unfortunately, I guess the more the merrier. You get my point. Continue.
He couldn't recognize.
Can you imagine? Could not recognize his own children. Oh my God.
You see, one of them said, Baba, I'm your son, I'm your child.
I guess you guys saw the video of South Sudan president urinating on himself. Did you see that?
I think I saw it.
Hi, I'm not sure if we can play that video here. I thought I don't have it. I don't know if YouTube will allow it. Jesus. Anyway, let's move on to John E. It's your turn. Talk to us.
Thank you very much. And I would just like to congratulate France. France, good job. Good job, France.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, Tinubu being rushed away because of his health. Well, I just hope he has his jet fueled just in case that he needs to, be dashed out of the country. I'm sure he always keeps his jet fueled. So hopefully he'll figure that out by himself. This guy with 20-something kids, it's kind of funny, but it's also not kind of funny because while the average Edo man is, working hard, trying to make sure he has food on the table for his kids, maybe he's responsible, maybe has 4 kids, but, he's really focused on, educating himself and educating his children. Well, the average Yoruba man might have 4 kids, or the average Igbo man or the average Isekere man might have 4 kids. I think it's not actually funny that they're having 27 kids, 28 kids, because at the end of the day, their birth rate is times 5 of yours. And, on social media, as they're running around saying Nigeria is a Muslim country, 1-2 generations from now, you might not only be outvoted in the National Assembly, outvoted in your local government, outvoted as a president. If you want to go to war, then I think you'll also be outvoted. So while people are laughing around about people who are not taking responsible actions in terms of the number of kids they have, and they're just birthing kids all over the place, please think strategically about what that might mean for you in the next 1 or 2 generations. In terms of this one where they were threatening their constituencies to vote APC or else, I think that the constituency knows what knows that threat is credible. After all, the Northeast, Northwest, North Central, are being overrun by bandits, terrorists, Fulani herdsmen, Mietwala. So, many of their local governments have been overridden. Many of their traditional rulers have been either killed or silenced. So I think they understand what he's talking about. He's basically telling them the truth, which is that you know what you have to do in terms of voting, whether they agree or they don't agree. I think they understand that they have to vote a certain way. But more importantly, I think before leftist left, he said something about another Buhari, and is that a selling point? Obviously, it's a selling point. That's why they're selling it to millions and millions and millions of people in Nigeria. Maybe the majority, because they're under telling you that you're under a Muslim country. It is a selling point. That's why they're saying it. That's why they're coming out and telling you that they're going to give you another Buhari, because in some ears, not your ears, but in some ears, that's what they want to hear. They want another Buhari. They want someone that's going to investigate, cattle colonies. They want someone who's going to not change anything about just the amalgary system that you have in Nigeria. They want someone who's going to continue to loot from the treasury. They want someone who's going to be just like Buhari. People want that, not politicians, people. There are people in Nigeria that actually the selling point is that they want another Buhari, but that's the same one Nigeria that you guys are looking for. When it comes to, the other thing that we sort of talked about here, which is something actually from last time, which is the 900,000 missing PVCs. I haven't heard any sort of update on that. It looks like the 900,000 PVCs that are missing are still missing. So I wonder when we're gonna, kind of, find, is that something that we're ever going to return back to, or is that something that people are going to talk about? I just think that they've already rigged the election. From all sort of objective measures, things have already basically been rigged, and it's kind of worrying that instead of people, going to the streets and protesting, so the whole international community can know beforehand that the citizens, at least the citizens in the South, a good portion of the citizens in the South, and pockets of places where there are Christians in the North, think that this rigging is going on, think that there's atrocities going on. I think that there's been a lot of time just wasted. So again, not much to say about Tinubu. I hope he gets on his private jet quickly if he needs to. I'm sure he has health insurance wherever he's going to be flown off to. In terms of threatening the people, I think those who are being threatened know the seriousness of it, because they're the ones that don't agree with their ideology, the minority of them that don't agree with their ideology, know what it's going to mean if they don't follow the rules. There's a long history in Nigeria of atrocities happening across Nigeria for those who do not follow the rules. It's in public. It's public knowledge. So are they going to arrest anybody over it? They're not going to arrest anybody over it. Every time I listen to maybe someone like Alex speak, he says, if or in a sane society, they should be jailed, but they're not going to jail these people. Let's just be honest with ourselves. None of these people are going to jail. None of these people are going to be arrested. The question is, what are we, the individuals, willing to do about it? And I know what I want to do. I know the future that I see. But for those who are still believing in the Nigerian system, what are you objectively doing about these sorts of things? What else was there? So we talked about Tinubu. We talked about the guy with 27 children that are going to grow up with a certain ideology and are going to outnumber your 3 or 4 kids that still believe in democracy. We've already talked about the ones who are getting threatened to vote however they want to vote, and the fact that they're probably, being threatened by Boko Haram, whoever is, in cahoots with the military. What else did you guys talk about?
I think you covered all.
Exactly.
Is that pretty much it? Okay. I just let's have a certain level of seriousness. I mean, what are some solutions to these things that you guys think are actually going to be plausible?
Well, the thing is, John, one thing I want you to understand is that they are having children, maybe 21, 22. Atiku has up to 24 or more than that. That's why we want a Nigeria that is restructured, in which every way part of Nigeria develops at their own pace. If we achieve that, so that the center will be weak. Because why they are having all these children is to depend on the federal government. I don't care, even if they inflate Nigerian population by 100, by whatever percent. The most important thing is, with me, that if we are only 1 million in my side and they are 50, when the power of the power belongs where the power will now be is in the regions or in the areas. So somebody gone in to be president of Nigeria. Remember, was it one politician said, if they restructure Nigeria, that if you were telling a journalist, say if you like, you can be president for donkey years, because their power is weak. You don't have control over so many things. It may be foreign affairs, monetary, and all those things. So that attraction to the center that makes people to inflate population, buy voters, so that
Oh,
you
but
can
you
be
just sorry to interrupt you, because you just said something really important there, and I think you just tossed two things in there that you completely devalued. Let me just explain this to you. In a restructured Nigeria, where you still are sharing the same monetary policies as those who are not as productive as you, people are borrowing things in your name. If you want consumption to production as quick as possible, what you say is that you in your region, you have your own currency. People to the west, they have their own currency. No, just wait. Let me just finish my point. You in your region, you have your own currency. Those who are in the west, they have their own currency. Those that are in the north have their own currency. There's no way those in the north can be lazy, because their currency will be useless. They will be forced to be productive, because the value of their currency will be dependent on their productivity. And there's no way, even if you're right, even if it's only 4 or 5 million people in the beautiful state of Edo or the wonderful empire of Benin, there's no way that their currency is going to be as dismal as the Naira. It will force people to make sure that they are competitive. Another thing, you can't say that someone whose ideology is to have 20, 30 kids is not going to affect you. They're going to bleed over into your domain. They're going to bleed over into your domain. They're going to bleed over into your politics, and they're going to be the ones that are administrating your security at some point. So those two things that you just, and foreign affairs, look at Nigeria.
But you cannot tell them to stop. You cannot tell them to stop having children. Will you pass a law against that? You
can't tell them to stop having children, because you are forcing yourself into the same country.
Okay, Johnny, can I tell you something?
Please, I'm listening.
When it's time, when you give birth to a child, on the normal circumstance, when it's time for the child to walk, it will work. That child will walk. He or she will walk. He or she will crawl. He or she will run. He or she will start talking. Nothing lasts forever. It's either the country burns to ashes so that everybody can rest, or a group of leaders will come around and we will have to restructure the nation. There's no doubt. And right now we are at the mercy point now. It cannot be worse than this. It's gonna be we sit down the round table, or we're gonna explode and everybody go. That's it.
Alex, I totally 100% agree with you. All I'm saying is that in our conversation, we need to really be realistic, because what you're saying is that we sit down on a round table. It's been over 100 years.
Listen. Are you aware that we sat down before in 2014? There was a national conference under Goodluck administration, just that it was not implemented, and it's still at the presidential villa as we speak. Yeah. So we can sit down and discuss. We even discussed before in Aburi in Ghana. Just that some people were not, they were not schooled enough to know the meaning of that. Having a confederation, a powerful region, and a loose center. Everybody can exist. So a government is coming. The way Buhari came in, the way Goodluck came in, somebody will come that will assemble his own cabinet, that will call for a national confab. You can't continue to keep people or rule a nation like this. So either it's going to be done peacefully, or it's going to explode on all of us. That's it.
It's going to be done peacefully, because people are being educated and they understand why they should seek a different route. Like I said, if you had to pick who you are sharing your currency with, I think you would cut some people loose. Ultimately, people want to live the best possible lives they can live. They want to be in the best possible environment they can be in, and they want to choose a political system for themselves. They want to decide for themselves: is it a presidential system? Is it a parliamentary system? Why would I disenfranchise those in the Southwest who revere their obas, who revere their lovely kings and lovely monarchs. Why would I tell them what political system to exist under? Why would I disenfranchise the Sultan of Sokoto and all of his subjects? Why would I tell the people that are egalitarian in the Southeast that they have to exist under a certain political system? Logic and the forces of economics and the forces of nature are pushing Nigeria in the direction that it will ultimately go in, and nothing can stop it. Nothing can stop it. Ultimately, CM, at the end of the day, even you, CM, you are going to agree that you want your own currency because it will make you richer because you realize that the people you share that currency with have the same ideology as you.
Currency is one of the paraphernalia of an independent nation. Currency, flag, and all those things we know. But you see, the context we are mentioning it, what I'm saying is that if let's say let me take it as given that we restructure Nigeria the way we want it, in which every section, every area develops according to its own pace. Restructuring means whittling down the power at the center, just like it is in Switzerland. Whittle down the power at the center. Now, you that is coming, if you cannot be corrupt in your area and steal what you have in Kano, you can't see much to steal at the federal level. That's what we're saying. Corruption is happening in Nigeria at the federal level, whereby nepotism, you can appoint this, appoint that. It's because education is controlled by federal. Health, federal. Agriculture, federal. Sports, federal. So there are a lot of things they are controlled, even mineral resources. So if you now make it that because international foreign relations, whereby because we are one country, monetary system, the navy, army, defense, about 5 things are controlled, and they may be secret service by the federal government. The power that the federal government will exercise will be donated by the federating units to eat.
But Sam, you're getting it wrong. You are taking the most important things and you're tossing them aside. Listen to it. Listen to it.
We should allow someone else to say something.
Yeah, just really let me just respond to CM because this is important. CM, you are taking the most important things and you're throwing them aside. Your security is very, very okay. There's 3 things that you should care about. There's only really 3 things you should care about. You should care about your political organization. What type of government system do you have and how do you organize your politics? You want that to be independent. You should care about your security. You should make sure that you have the ability to secure yourself how you want and the different levels in which you want to secure yourself. Those 2 in a restructured Nigeria, you can't do the political because you can't just say, oh, one side is going to be presidential, one side is going to be parliamentary. So the only one you could really do is security. But the most important one, CM, that you should really, really think deeply about is your monetary system. If me and you were brothers, blood brothers, we're brothers, we're brothers in a different way, but if we were blood brothers and I'm the laziest person on earth, you are not going to tell a bank to give me a loan in your name, CM. It doesn't matter how big your country is. If a large swath of your country is highly unproductive and has a different ideology than you, your monetary system, your monetary policy, the ability to control your own currency, that piece alone is so powerful. Please think about it because it's the thing that if you wherever you are, maybe you're in the UK, do you know that there are people in the UK that are French people that call their bank back in France and say, give me €1 million, I want to come buy something in the UK? Can you do that with Nigeria today where you are? Are Nigerian banks answering your calls? Even if you want to go to Afghanistan, let's say that we break away and you want to go to the north and be a part of northern, whatever they call themselves, at least having your own embassy, having your own foreign relations, having your own currency, isn't it a benefit to you? You're never going to trick people to believing that they should share their own monetary policy with people who have a completely different ideology than they have. And you're never going to, even if you restructure and you say they're doing their own security, fine. But monetary policy and choosing your own political organization will be something that always pushes people towards self-determination, just like they're doing in Scotland today. Just like Niger watches in UK, and when they break away, Scotland just said 56% of them just said that they want to leave the UK. Is anybody asking them why they want to leave the UK? So you're never going to be able to go against these things. You will ultimately want your own money, CM. You ultimately want your own monetary policy. You ultimately want your own political organization.
You see, all those things, events will determine it. But if in a restructured country, what I'm trying to say, because remember we are still one country, bearing one name, one flag, one national anthem. There are things, the powers that should be at the center. I'm particular about devolving power. There are things that the regions or the states, or call it the federating units, should control. And then the way it happens through federation, the way they say it is that it's a union of constitutions, a constitution that will control at the federal level to be agreed by the federating units. So I may not, what I'm trying to, what I've, the items what I'm itemizing anyway, is not exhaustive. It's based on agreement. If you look at the I don't know if you have an idea about the 2014 constitutional the resolution.
I do.
They said they agreed on over 1,000 items without even voting, just by agreement. To the extent that they said, for a state that cannot be solvent, in other words, you can't meet up your whatever, 2 states can merge and become one if they so wish. So in other words, they want to make sure that as much as possible, we only related by the few powers that can be controlled at the federal level. That you may decide that in your own part of the country, you should be doing primary education 5 years. Somebody might decide 7. Some area might say 6. Some area might say, okay, now we do a level to enter university in our own side. Some might say, no, we want to write jump. So that type of control over education, over health and agriculture, there are things they have to remove from federal. So when federal government is no longer in charge of education, you cannot tell me that somebody from Imo State cannot get into any university he want to go to, because he feels that because it's no more federal, they have to organize it the way they like. It's just that you can't be telling every state to print your own currency, every region to print. That's why monetary something should be, unified. I think they analyze it very well. Maybe I'm not putting it the way very lucid, the way it should be.
Why
But
go
it
for
will
less
lessen
than
the
what
tension.
you can actually have?
All right,
Why
thank
settle
you,
for less?
Mr.
You are
John.
settling
Thank you.
for
We
less.
have other person here.
You're
Mr.
ultimately
John.
settling for. Thank you very much, Niger Watch. I appreciate it. But CM, you're ultimately
Thank you.
settling for less. Why
All
not
right.
just go for what you actually
All
want?
right, hold on, please. Thank you. Thank you. All right.
Okay.
Chibuzo, thank you very much for joining us and for your patience as well. Please talk to us, sir. Okay,
Yes,
Chibuzo, Omo Yes Corner is with us. Omo Yes Corner, good evening to you. Thanks very much for joining us. Talk to us.
These people were there, California, now the afternoon be this.
Yes, so great.
Not cheating be this, so not cheating.
Blame it on how the world is.
Cheating, eh? Okay.
Yeah. Please hold on. Whoever is talking, hold on, sir.
You call Chibuzo, that's Chooks. I think that's why he didn't answer.
Oh, Chooks. Okay, you can go ahead and speak, sir. That's fine. I'll wait.
Okay. All right. Okay, maybe I got that wrong. Okay. Mr. Chooks.
Yes.
Sorry, I was calling different names. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening to you, sir.
Yeah, I'm gonna speak on Doguwa. There's something John E said. He said, "What are we gonna do about it?" And this is what I've been saying here. It kind of they hit us with one big news, then we digest it for maybe 1 or 2 days. Then they come up with another one, and we take it up again. This is their tactics, and the earlier we find a solution to this, the better, because it would it will continue happening till the election. We might be here saying we are, touchlighting on INEC. There's nothing that suggests that we're ever gonna do something, because I'm particularly worried. How can INEC see this statement and nothing is being done? Not the police. He just agreed on a national TV that he threatened. Then he want to school us. by bringing out his own explanation of what he meant by that. Thank God for the guy that interviewed him. He brought out the Constitution. Ignorance is not an excuse. So, I mean, it pains me, each time I see, all these big things happening, and everybody will just react for reaction's sake. It bothers me. It bothers me for 2023. I'm not saying it because he just threatened somebody. Is this bigger than grab it, snatch it, run with it? This is not bigger than that, because this is a presidential candidate saying this. It's not like this man is telling Kano State. Kano State is just one state. I'm not saying it's right what he said or it's lesser offense. But if we have to put it on a scale, I think grab it, snatch it on a national level, not state. I think that would be heavier than, I will deal with you if you don't vote APC in Kano. So these are the things we need to devise a solution for. We cannot, just be saying this. People, I mean, I don't know. I have no power to organize it. But if I have, suddenly I will put it forward, because we cannot continue like this. Continuing like this means, letting them think that they can rig this election and go scot-free. Because they already showing the signs. Like John E. mentioned, 900,000 voters card in question. Nothing happened. Those people who their card is destroyed or lost, is disenfranchised from voting, and there's nothing they can do about it. You can't even go anywhere near there if you don't have your PVC at hand. So we really need to think the way forward here. Coming to Tinubu and his health, I wish him well. But like Alex always say, it is time to go home. Let him go home and enjoy his old age. I'm not laughing him that is old, because I wish to be old. But he must take care of himself. Enough of this, play. Look at how that man is holding the bar, because he was shaking. Not his hand shaking this time. His full body was shaking, and he was leaning towards the bar. And that man on suit, you have to, restrain the bar from, going forward. So it's time for him to actually, leave this campaign. Doguwa said Buhari is, they want to give us another Buhari. This is worse than Buhari, for people's sake. This is completely worse than Buhari. Buhari, in his this thing, he made some mistakes, but not as frequent as, this very human being. So please, Tinubu and your handlers, go home. Nigerians, use this opportunity to go and obtain your PVCs, and let us, think the next step, because these people, they are thinking ahead of us. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Shooks. Thanks for your submission. Amoye's corner is your turn now. Thank you. All right, I'll come back to Amoye's corner. She's going to be the last then. Shima Obi, thanks very much for joining us. Good evening to you. Please talk to us.
Thank you so much, Mr. Niger Watch.
What? I'm sorry. What happened? Did you skip me? I'm sorry.
No, I called you. You didn't answer.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't hear my for some weird reason. Okay. I didn't hear my I'm sorry,
Okay,
Mr.
Shima,
Chimaobi.
we are sorry. We'll come back to you again. Okay,
I apologize, yeah, for cutting it like that. Greetings, everyone. So I just wanted to quickly say, what's it called? Yeah. So John E was saying, what are we going to do about it? And that's what, this whole thing is about, because we spend a lot of time going back and forth and, expressing concerns and how we're going to move, our societies or our communities forward. But we really need to put our words behind the action. We really need to come forward with the actions. And the only reason why our communities are in the devastation that they currently are in is because all the good people, the ones that know how to do the work, the people that ought to really be about this whole thing, are not doing anything about it. So we'll shout, ah, shout, ah, shout. Everybody will shout, talk, fight, quarrel, but nothing. So we really need to be taking the work of service very seriously amongst ourselves. It's not an easy job, of course not, but if we want our communities to be strong and we want our communities to strive, as much as we talk, we also need to do. We need to talk and do. So if anybody, is here and is listening, we all need to be thinking about moving back home and fixing our communities. It's not good enough for us to be wherever we are and we're not saying anything. And of course, we're all working towards getting Peter Obi in first and foremost. That's the sanest thing we can do right now. But in addition to that, because Peter Obi cannot do everything. Peter Obi can only do so much, Dati cannot do everything. He can only do so much. And I do agree with what CM was talking about when that man with how many children, 20 something children, was talking about. If we really, go back and sit down and talk about this constitution and rewrite everything the way it ought to be, even if you're having 5 million children, and let's say we're only having 1 million, whatever resources you have, you share it amongst your 5 million people. Also, I do agree with the fact that because nothing is cast in stones, right? We're not going to be here forever. We also have to think long term. To John E's point, yes, those people, those 24 something children, they will end up growing up one day. Some of them will trickle down into our communities and begin to rule and do business. What are we going to do about that? Because that's a huge concern. That really is a huge concern. Not in a bad way if everybody's supposed to do what they're supposed to be honest. But I don't understand why a man will have more that number, the number of children that they have. I mean, I don't even understand the psyche behind all of that. I don't even want to understand it. And the painful part is that most of these people, the people in the north, they don't train them, they don't put them in school, they don't educate them, so they abandon them to a life of continuous servitude and loyalists forever. And that's why it's easy to threaten them. They're very vulnerable. So that's a real problem that we need to talk about. We can't shy away from this, because somebody, I think, mentioned on this platform a few days ago, maybe it was yesterday, now I can't remember, but anyway, I remember somebody mentioning on this platform that if we are not careful, if we don't really, time has come for us to be telling each other the brutal truth about our history. We really, really need to be doing that. Yes, feelings will be hurt, but that's the only way we can heal ourselves and know which side or what we're doing wrong or what we're doing right. We can't be dancing around the same circles over and over. Man, we need to make sure that whatever we're doing today is going to affect the lives that are going to be here 100 years from now. We might not be able to see it, but at least they would have a platform, a foundation to stand on and say, yeah, because my forebearers did this, this is why I have the opportunity to be here. They may know, they may never know, but that doesn't even matter as long as we all do our part. So to that I say, let's just start from the very, very beginning. Everybody needs to be involved in service. Everybody. You like it, you don't like it. What is it not better for you? Is it not better if we have good people running, serving you than bad people that will squander your money? And I think I heard Sister Rita mention, the way the Chinese people deal with corrupt officers. We need to bring that in, because you see what one corruption can do to millions of people. We should not encourage. We don't have to adopt the exact thing that the Asians do, but we can find stringent ways of discouraging people from siphoning money that is meant for you and your generation. We need to stop it, because if we don't, we will continue to suffer, and we will continue to be having this back and forth. The North needs to come out, and we need to come. Which way now won't go? Which direction? If not the way, the life when you want, if the life that you guys have been living, and the fact that you love the subserviency, you love the loyalist way of doing things, you want your fine. We know the quarrel. Do your own, right? Because you do your own, stay in your corner where you are doing it. Don't come and disturb us with it. Let every region be like that. Because I, for one, I support the idea of regions, and let the central be there. Please don't involve yourself in my business. Let every community deal with their issues. I'm one of those people that believe in that, because we're having a scenario where we have very uneducated, very clueless people running the affairs that we have running the affairs in Nigeria. Look at that man that came on to say, threatening people that if you don't vote Agbado, you're threatening people. This just tells you that these people don't have a clue. They don't know. And people, that kind of person, everybody ought to be calling for him to be arrested. Whether they do it or not, it doesn't matter. But let people attach their voices to it and shout and say, this man has to be dealt with very seriously, because we can't have this. We can't. It's too much. Do you know the amount of work that we have to do in Nigeria? We have no idea the amount of work that we have to do. It's almost like we have to dig the ground again. You have to dig it, till it. Check inside the sand to make sure it's okay. Oh, the sand is fertile. Everything is okay. And then leave the sand and then now come on the surface. You know how long it's going to take us to do that? I know that we can do it with, in record time, but I'm just trying to cast our minds back to understand the monumental work, the sham that these people have turned our country into, or our communities into. We cannot sit on the sidelines anymore. We talk is good, is very, very good. We join our voices and we shout and we x-ray these issues here. I agree 100%. But as we're doing that, we also need to put action behind it. Meaning it will require a lot of us going back home and putting the necessary things in place. It's going to be work, but that's what we got to do, So that's my take on the matter. I would yield for now and let someone else, Mr. Chimaobi, talk. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Moyes Kona, for that educative submission from you. Thank you. Chimaobi, please talk to us. We're going to be rounding up now. So,
thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Niger Watch. Thank you, the panelists. Thank you so much. I support what Mr. Chuks contributed, and what the last speaker said. It is a one too many things that have done to Nigerians that we did not took any action, and that is why they are doing more harm to the citizens. I will give you an example. In 2015, this king in Lagos State, is it Akiolu, something like that, threatening the southeastern people in Lagos. that if they did not vote for APC, they will put them in the auction in the auction in Lagos. And that because of Jonathan was in the office, he allowed the due process and nothing happened. Mr. Nigeria Watch, in Edo State, your boy, leftist, was beaten for that dishonorable member.
Yeah.
And today, we haven't heard anything.
Nothing.
That's one too many. Tinubu has said, snatch the ballot box, run with it. So, and we don't know the one that they have told their people in the secret, and nothing has happened. Deborah was lynched in a broad daylight. Today, nothing. The military in Nigeria today has been accused of doing more than 30,000 abortions, pregnanting the people in IDP and doing abortion for them. And what did we got? They came out and debunked it. No investigation. And before this allegation came out, there must be an element of truth. But today, nothing. So, as last speaker said, we have to put on the work. If the answers did not happen, today, P2B and Labour Party will not even have the power to contest. So we were supposed to have left with Atiku and Tinubu today. I watched how Speaker of the House of Representatives and some other talks were the ones pulling Tinubu to push him to be on the stage. And when we say it, it becomes a problem. And we have been gentle enough. Honestly, we have been too gentle enough. I remember in America, Donald Trump told his people, we will go to the Capitol and attack. Only that word, what happened? When he lost the election, his people marched to the Capitol and invaded that place. And from that day to today, a lot of changes has happened in their Congress. A lot of changes has happened in America today. So, but all these things we are saying, the only time and the only way we will start seeing new development in our country is by putting a new person. And that new person is Labour Party. We have to put on the hard work. And I believe every majority of people that comes to this platform is putting the hard work. I believe that. Without Labour Party coming into, it will be hard for us to stand up and say, we don't want this. Because look at Arrive TV, that Tinubu calling the owner of Arrive Television to sack Rufai. For what? Fighting for just cause. So if we did not get somebody who has not been indicted, who his character is genuine, who can tell you, if I do this, hold me responsible. Many Nigerians today is sitting on APC and committing evil, even in our own local places. If you ask them, they will tell you it's bad government. But it's not ought to be so. Why are they doing that? The head is sitting on the wrong foundation. If the head is strong, the branches cannot be committing all these crimes that are going on. And that is why we must work hard to get Labour Party in power. It is unfortunate we don't have opposition party in Nigeria. As the last speaker said, those who are supposed to be at the forefront have sold their conscience. That anybody, any politicians, the government will rise up and say they want to change Naira. And nothing will happen. They will rise up and they will increase the fuel price and nothing will happen. They will rise up and stop anything and nothing will happen because there is no opposition. If you say anything, they will send DSS to come and, embarrass you. That is the kind of country we are today. So the only way we can start seeing positive things is when we put somebody who have a good character. And that's only found in Labour Party. There is no other means. Every other things we are doing, every other good idea we have cannot work if the head is not right. So that's my own concern, is let all of us continue to sanitize our people, continue to work hard back home from the grassroots. That is only when it will be possible. Minus that, it will be difficult. And if we go to the street, again, the same people that order the military to kill our Nigerians, they will order the military to kill us again. That is the fear. Because the one that has happened, people that lost their own children, sons and daughters, grandchildren that have not seen them till today, even their dead body, they have not seen them till today. They are still crying. And today is bygone. So the only way we can fight this is to continue to sanitize our people. Don't say your vote. No matter how much they are giving to you, will not feed you for 2 good months. So don't say your vote. Don't say your conscience. That is the message we have to put on out there, so that come 2023, when we have this new Nigeria we are dreaming of, we can stand up and say, yes, Labour Party in P2B and Dati, we are going to hold them accountable. That is my own. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Shimaobi, for your submission. Appreciate every one of you right there. Just want to give a 1-minute closing remark now so we can round up. All right. Mr. CM. Okay, I'll start with Nolly. Sorry. Nolly 77, please, your 1-minute closing remark. Okay, it's not available. Mr. CM, please talk to us. 1 minute.
Okay. In my closing, I will urge people to be on the guard, particularly with respect to INEC. I wish I have a binoculars with which to be surveying what INEC is doing. And if there's anything I would like Labour Party to take serious, I've mentioned it here and I will continue saying it. They should have a unit dedicated to monitoring whatever INEC is saying in every state. All their duty is just monitor it and send it to the Presidential Commission. So all their duty is every morning keep checking INEC website, anything, whether physically to the building, make sure that INEC is on their toes and be making press releases. That way we put the heat on INEC so that they do not toy with the destiny of the people. Why I say this is that I don't like war, because like Bill Clinton said, when you release your gun or bullet, innocent people will die. He said it. So war is not selective, and to avoid it, INEC should not do any abracadabra, because if they do it, Nigeria will burn. And when Nigeria burn the way it is now, we can't come back again. Definitely. We can never come back. So it is better they play the thing, do it and wash off their hands, so that P2B will come and then. Because do you know one thing? I know that maybe I'm not starving, but every day when I remember that over 130 million people are in poverty, you know what it is? In poverty. I feel for them. Even now, there's no amount of money you make abroad that you're going to send home. It will be enough. By the time you send 2 months ago, a bag of rice, they say it's about 50. Can you believe when they start changing money? I know Nigerian, they will say, this na old note. If you have old note, na 70. If you have new note, I can sell you 45. You know, they will start all these things again. So it is better, INEC, just play their part and let P2B come in and start to undo the damage, or else. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, CM. All right, John E., please use your 1 minute, please.
All right. Well, thank you all again for tuning in. And as always, I encourage you to not only support Nigeria Watch's channel, but also if you have an opinion, come and can say something, because it's nice.
Thank you so much, my brother. Thank you.
It's always nice to hear different opinions, especially those of women, because women are a big part of who raise our children, who are a big portion of our society. What I'll close on is just to say that, when I look at Nigeria, I look at Nigeria in a very simple way, and that's the same way that someone would look at the difference between charity and philanthropy. You do charity when there's no end goal. You just do charity because you give something to somebody that needs it, but there's no end goal to get them on their feet. I don't believe in charity. I believe in philanthropy. Philanthropy is teaching a man to fish. Philanthropy is giving somebody the tools to change their own destiny. I think what we've been doing in Nigeria is charity. I think that our relationship with the northern part of Nigeria, I think that our relationship with each other has been based on charity. I want us to switch to a philanthropic model, a model where it's competition that forces us all to be on their toes. Because the 130 million people living in abject poverty that CM is talking about, the reason they're living in poverty is because they have not been forced to force their leaders to do the right thing. You cut them off, you make sure that they have their own environment, their own way of life, their own resources, their own government, their own country. They're going to be forced to do the right thing for themselves. Thank you very much.
Thank you, John E. Thank you very much. All right. Shooks, talk to us, sir. 1 minute.
Yeah, thank you. John E., if you don't mind me asking you, are you a Republican?
I'm a libertarian.
Okay.
In the last election, I voted Democratic, and the one before that, I voted Republican. I'm a libertarian. In America, we're blessed enough not to have to choose so hard, Republican or Democrat. I'm a libertarian. Do your own. Let me do my own.
You like more you like towards Republican in your speech.
Yeah, I'm gonna lie more towards Republican because I've seen. Listen, I was born in America, so I know that Black people in America have been voting for Democrats since since forever. But at the end of the day, when I look at what they're actually doing in terms of their policies for African Americans or Black people in America, they're not doing much, bro. It's like the difference between APC and PDP. This game between Democrats and Republicans has been there long before our people ever came to this land. So I'm not gonna pretend to be tussling back between Democrats and Republicans in America. I'm a libertarian.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you once again, Mr. Niger Watch, for staying this late, because of saving our country. It's not easy, What I want to say is, I don't know if anybody has, Twitter that, that is available for us to, start this hashtag. We need to start doing hashtag on things we don't like these people doing, like this statement of Tinubu and Doguwa, I don't know his name. It needs to be, shout at, because we can't continue to keep quiet. We need to do something. These people, they're taking us for a ride. That statement, one of APC campaign spokesperson said that on the day of election, the voters will not remember Chatham House. Whenever I remember that statement, I'm not at ease at all. So let us, find a way. If there is anybody who have Twitter that have reach, let us start doing something. We say something here. We come here to, make suggestion. Look at things from a viewpoint, and make suggestions. Probably one or two person will hear it, and take action. That is why we're here, and we will continue to. Like I said in the earlier program, it is not enough that we fight for P2B to get there. We will, continue the fight with him so that we control both the parliament. Like somebody suggests here, you you hold them accountable at the, like as is Mr. CM, the Obama model, that when he tried to push something that he knows that the parliament won't allow him to do that, he first of all, go to town hall meetings. Those are the kind of support will be, and that we have from the people. Because I don't believe that once he wins the election, we believe everything is going to be smooth. No, the same thing that happened in Anambra might, repeat itself. And that one, there's no way he can use presidential power. People said the Nigerian president has a power. Yeah, they have power because those people are gangs, and nobody can remove them. We're here when Senate gave Buhari, I don't know whether it's 90 days to do what,
Anyway,
So,
we are rounding up now, sir. We are rounding up.
yeah, so that's it for now. Thank you. And good night, everybody.
Good night, sir. Thank you very much. All right, come back to Omoye's Corner for just 1 minute. Stick with your 1 minute, Omoye's Corner.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm going to use my 1 minute, maybe less, hopefully. So I just want to reiterate, we need to put action behind our words. We cannot keep coming here every day singing and shouting and yelling and getting so upset because we're all angry. None of us come up here and even though we laugh, but there's so much heaviness in our hearts because of the people we have back home. So let's put action behind our words. And to what I believe is Mr. Chimaobi said, right? Hashtag, I've always said this thing. Look, if somebody we see that, okay, this person has, let's hashtag it. Even though it's going to be, let's make a lot of noise. We don't realize how much power we have as a people. We don't use it effectively. In matters like this is when we should hashtag. In addition to going home and getting our hands to the soil and working, we also need to be making our voices heard loud. It doesn't matter if you have only 2 people on your social media. Make effective use of the 2 people you have. Make your voice heard. And also, hashtag, we don't want this. No, this man should be arrested for threatening. This man is threatening. He's saying he's going to be violent. This is what they're going to do. We are taking it seriously. Hashtag the whole thing. We talked about when Agbado went to Chatham House. Hashtag, I shout. We need to be putting action behind our words. It no reach for us to show up every single day. We know they do anything. We need to start really, really doing something. And those of us that are, I know say a lot of us are ready to go back home. Me, I'm open to service. I'm really ready for it. I don't like politics, right? Especially the type of politics that we play in Nigeria. I don't. But I see myself, I just want to work. They don't even need to pay me. As long as I feel chop with ease. I feel travel. I feel do anything when I want to. No, I just want things to work. I'm making myself available, not because I want to, but heck, if the good people with common sense don't do it, we're just going to keep suffering and crying every day. Yeah, I'm going to yield. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Omoye's Corner. Everybody need to play their part. For Nigeria to become a better country, we must play our part. If we are sitting right there, folding our arms, hoping that somehow, someday, Nigeria is going to become a better country, it's not going to work like that. There have to be a collective effort for us to do this. And that's what we are currently doing, So I applaud every one of us. We are trying in our own ways. So look at the time now. Many of us are still awake, talking about the things that is affecting every one of us. Thank you very much, my people. I appreciate you all. Chimaobi, please talk to us in 1 minute.
Thank you so much. My final conclusion, I will give example, the war between Ukraine and Russia. Majority of Ukraine celebrities, they are superstar, they are boxing star, they are musicians, all of them, they all went home to support their military. Even those that doesn't have the military experience, they fight for their land even till today. So what the last speaker said is true. But I will say this in this platform. Mr. Niger Watch and the panelists and everybody that regularly comes here, they always fight for Nigerians. Because I remember last time Mr. Niger Watch said, if you are sending money home, stop it. Because the people back home, majority of them, are laughing at you. And that word makes sense to me. And I put it to text, and it came back positive. And since then, I know who is who. Since then, I know what to do for my community. Since then, I know who to call and who to talk to. So I would say that we should continue doing the hard work. Honestly, everybody here is working hard for Nigeria to work. Let us continue to sanitize our people. Whichever platform you have, create your own hashtag. This statement by Diggs is against Nigerian people. We don't want it. We can't vote for them. And more importantly, let us get our PVC. Everyone we know should get their PVC and vote Labour Party. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Mr. Ike, you just joining us now. We are rounding up, but we're going to give you a minute as well to just talk to us. Unfortunately, we're rounding up now. Good evening to you, sir.
Good evening. I know I'm late. I just one thing that brought me was the issue of like the video that was going around, that what Tinubu was saying, how they're going to snatch the vote and do it by violence. My question is that I'm not seeing that video going viral. What is it that need to be done? Because such video need to go viral everywhere. You know, some of you people who are expert in technology, because I'm not in Twitter and the rest of them, but the platform how can that particular video go viral? Because that is
It's going viral. We showed that video we showed that video more than 5 times just yesterday.
Okay.
We are doing our part. We show it more than 5 times, and we share it across all our platforms. You know, we're always referencing to that particular video. In fact, that was the major topic we talked about yesterday here.
Okay, because that video is a powerful instrument that every nooks and corners of Nigerians need to see and watch and hear what the man that wants to rule Nigeria is saying and his people. Okay. So I know that Niger Watch is doing his best, but some other of our people who are in this panel who are good in technology should also help us to spread that news. You know, like Omoye Scott, you know, people like we need that video to go viral, because that video is a powerful tool. Because when it gets to a certain place, you will know how powerful that video is, because they have exposed themselves on what is their we know already, even before this video came out. So thank you for being late, and thank you for the people in the panel also standing late with you. God bless all of you.
God bless you, sir. Thank you very much. This is one of the things that we're talking about, that we all should do our part. If we are here showcasing a video like that, others that is watching us should help us share our videos so that our voices and all that we display can go far. You know, one person can't really do this. We need to join here together to do this together. So I would like to end with that particular video so that we know that we reference it on one of our videos, one of our broadcasts today as well. Thank you.
Anthropology of it. Well, political power is not going to be served in a restaurant. It's not served in a la carte. It's what we are doing. It's being determined to do it. At all costs, fight for it, grab it, snatch it, and run with it. Snatch it, Yes, sir. I'm wrong with you. Snatching. Yes, sir. I'm wrong with you. Yes, sir. Jagaban. Jagaban.
All right. So that's the video. We'll be referencing to this video for the past about a week now. So we are doing our part here. I wish everybody can put in the same material.
Let us share. Let us share. Everybody share this message. That is the most important.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Exactly. Thank you very much, sir. You know, we can't do it all.
It's not sorry, Mr. Niger Walker. I apologize for interjecting like that. It's not just to share, it's more to say with a message attached to it. We're demanding for this man to step down. In addition to sharing that video, that there has to be a hashtag, and also included in that video, we also include the video of that man that was saying anybody that votes otherwise, they will be dealt with, or whatever way he said it. Include it and demand that the man be called to question. That's it. We hashtag it, send the videos, because its videos will circulate, but there's no message attached.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. But you see, on this particular video, even though there's no message, everybody already know that Tinubu, APC, PDP, they are the enemies of Nigeria. So anybody who watched this video already know what the video stands for. The person, we know that this video is not coming up to be in any favor to you, rather to cause you pains. That's what it means. So, and in terms of hashtagging and all that, we did that. If you check the video we did yesterday, which is here, let me quickly check. It was Tinubu must be disqualified. That was the title we put on it. Tinubu must be disqualified. Yeah, Tinubu must be disqualified. We are doing our own part, like I said, but even though I'm doing my, Moyes Corner is doing, as CM is doing his own as well, Mr. Ike, everybody here, it's still not enough. That's why you see from the beginning of this any broadcast we are doing, we beg people, please share our video. It means that our voices will go far. Moyes Corner have contributed to this video now. For example, CM has contributed, Shima Obi have contributed, Mr. Ike have contributed, Alex, many more people have contributed. Now let's go to the comment section. A lot of people are commenting as we are speaking. So if you share the broadcast, you are sharing all of them, because everything you commented today on the live chat, when people are replaying back this video, the live chats will be coming out like original as well. That's how we set it. So it means you sharing it means that you are helping us, out of these pains that we all have, we find ourselves. But sometimes if you think, the way Nigeria was they talk today, I'm not going to share a video. Not be me you punish, because I've never told you I'm a perfect person. I'm a human being. I might say it right today. Tomorrow I will say something that will make you upset. Just know that, now human being is not a robot. So if you don't share because of me, or because of Kashi, or because of Moyes Corner, or because of CM, you are punishing all of us. That's what I say all the time. That's it. So thank you very much, people. CM, you wanted to say something?
Yeah. No, I said noted and well taken. That's a good reminder. It's true, because whatever is going on here is like you said, different topic, different day, different topic. In fact, not really topic, but as events unfold, we analyze news here. What is headline? We bring it here, look at it from different angle that politicians may not look at it, and then integrate it into our what we are working for.
Because what we are doing here, CM, what we are doing here, the mainstream medias, they won't do it. They
won't.
Yes, they cut short so many things. They try to be extremely constructive when they are presenting things like this. No, we say it how it is here. So if you have to share people's video, we should be amongst of the people you are sharing their videos, because on this platform we say it how it is. So we do our best. We just want Nigerians to be united. So that if we are united, we share any videos, not just on our platform, any platform you know that they are genuinely talking against these satanic people that have caused you and I excruciating pains that we are right now. Share those videos. Let me also see it. I will reference to it again on this platform. That's it. Because we need to continue to talk. That's it. So thank you very much, my people. I appreciate you all. And God bless all of you. Now we're going to be back again tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. with Ima. And tomorrow, 5 p.m. our normal time, because today we started at half 4 because of the football. But tomorrow, our normal time start again by 5 p.m. We're going to be here. Remember, there's things to talk about every blessed day. And we are going to be here till February, every day, 7 days a week. Now we have more staff now. We are working together. We are putting, extra minds, into this for us to see how we can deliver our principal, Mr. Peter Obi. Is the only hope.
It's true.
That is the only hope. I wish we
Without
have some
doubt.
hope now. We'll be say, okay, let's consider. There's no other hope. Look at my let's show already that I've been supporting all this why and all that. He want to do an alliance. He went to do alliance with a party. Oh God, you see,
Exactly.
I don't know what they want. But the truth of the matter is, the only hope right now we
Do
have
you
is
know,
Peter Obi.
do you know, Nigeria, what? If Omoyele Sowore had joined the Labour, people would have seen him as the youth angle of Labour
Yeah, of course.
instantly. So that
Yeah.
militant people may be taking activism, don't enter. So
Omoyele
whatever
Sowore
they are
just
doing,
show that he's not fighting for Nigerians, because if you are fighting for Nigerians, follow their footsteps.
follow the footstep. Because in this, who knows, even he might even, because this government I'm looking at, Labour, it should be just a red card for all these career politicians. They have to give way. Yeah, it's like somebody is clearing snow. When you see snow, you don't leave any beat. You are just shoveling everything away to clear snow is everywhere. You clear the snow on the major road. That's what P2B is coming to do. Because there's no way Nigeria cannot go below where it is now. It can't. We've come to that is Nigeria. This is a bottomless pit. You just need somebody to lift it up, because I know when P2B gets in, the hope alone, people will breathe a sigh of relief, at least for the first time. You've seen a man who will be in Aso Rock. He's not interested in stealing. That is the major thing first. He's not interested how to P2B want to own, like a Kweremada, how to own houses all over the world. It's not even in Nigeria. It's only one he lives in Onisha. Since then till today. So that gives you the impression that this man is really there, not for his pocket, than to use that money to better education, to better health, build infrastructure, and make sure that Nigeria regains its pride of place. So why shouldn't you go for him? We've not had a man like this. And even now, no blemish. When I say no blemish, no blemish. Otherwise, nobody can pin anything on P2B till today. Pin any corrupt case on P2B. No way. So that also, why won't you go for such a man? Why? The man is
All right.
to me. It's just that time is February is still far. I thought it's something today. Tomorrow the work will start so that people will have hope. It's like somebody you see in a very hot sun. You bundle the person into an air conditioned room. The person will first of all say, thank God. That is just the thing. Pito, that is the fate that awaits Nigerians, and we can never shake that responsibility. It must surely come to pass. God created P2B for this purpose. That's
Exactly.
what I believe. That's what
Yes.
That's why God kept him alive and
Thank
has
you.
been preserving him to just do this job for the teeming black people, because everybody's looking up to him. Everybody just looked at him as if, not that he will go there and start giving people breakfast, but when they look at it, they say, oh, so this man is thinking, talking about our problem, articulating it. And not only that, he's not corrupt. He's not, you can't, no, up till today, nobody can say P2B did this, not even personal, say he had a child out of wedlock or all those nonsense, character dating. He can't. Nobody up till today, they don't see anything to hang on the man. So that is the fear that if
Thank you.
this man gets in, nothing will, it just block road for them. So that's why. Thank you.
Yes, that's the only way Nigeria can become a better place. We need somebody that can block the road, like you normally say that it's going to change Nigeria from consumption, to production. That's what we need. It's going to work on the cost of governance. That's what we need. All these things must be done. Change of government certainly will make some smile while it makes some sad. But I want Peter Obi to come in to make me smile, because all the government that have been ruling Nigeria since God knows when have never ever made us smile. Thank you very much, my people, once again. Good night, and I'll see you guys tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. with Ima, and tomorrow, 5 p.m. We all are going to be together again. Thank you, and have a good night.
Thank you. Good night.